Hello, everyone. I want to share a few things with you all that I have been receiving from Abba Yahuwah. And it's a subject that has been ignored by most, and especially in the Christian community, avoided. It's a truth issue. It's a truth issue. Some of the truth is being told, but the other part of it is being left out. And what I'm about to share with you is something very sobering that Yah has put in my spirit and has given me understanding, of course, that this needs to be understood. So, I'm just telling you all right now, today, you need to listen. So for those who have ears to hear, let them hear. Alright, so I'm going to share this dream that I received a few years back. I believe it was around 2015, 2016. One or the other. And I didn't fully understand the dream when I received it. I did share it and shared what I got from it then, but it's deeper. It's deeper. So Yah had given me scripture. He was showing me for a long time these scriptures, and they go with everything that I'm about to share today. So this first dream, I was standing in a room of an airport next to this guy, and we were both looking outside at the sky. We were waiting for a specific event to occur. And I looked to my right, and I saw through a window into another room, and there was a group of Israelites, black people, and they were waiting for a specific event as well. So I looked at them, and then my attention went back to the sky. And then all of a sudden, this spirally apparition appeared. And at that time, I didn't know much about what a vortex looked like, let alone, what it was. I knew, though, that what I was looking at was not the real event, that it was false. So, as soon as that fully formed, another one began to appear. And I knew that that second one was the real event. And then I woke up. These two vortexes, because that's what they were, Yah showed me in Ecclesiastes about this one event that is going to occur. One for the righteous and one for the wicked. Okay? Two vortexes. One for the righteous and one for the wicked. Alright? One that leads to Sheol, hell, and one that leads to the place of rest. One that leads to the pit, and one that leads to paradise. I'm going to share scripture pertaining to that later. I'm going to move on to the next dream that I had. So, in this next dream, it was my daughter, me and my daughter, and we were walking down the street in my hometown, in the downtown area. And I saw many people going about their day. And as we were passing by an apartment complex, we started to see this weird flickering that was going on all around us. And it was almost like as if somebody had their hands on a light switch and they were flickering it on and off. And so our attention moved to the sky. And when we looked up at the sky, the entire sky was the color of yellow, burnt orange, and red, all mixed together, flickering. It was crazy. And I'm looking at my daughter, I'm like, what is this? And she didn't know any more than I did. So these people started coming out of their homes, and they're looking up at the sky, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. So while, everyone continued to look, I turned around, and in the sky behind us, behind me and my daughter, I saw what appeared to be the sun, and it was huge. And it was completely the colors, like it was just, I can't even describe it. It was like full of the colors of red and burnt orange and yellow, and it was flickering too. It was actually responsible for casting these colors all over the sky. There was not one part of the sky that did not have those colors. And as soon as I saw it, I immediately shouted to everyone to get down on their knees. And all I saw was a bunch of confused faces. So I shouted again, and I'm like, get on your knees. The kingdom of heaven is here. And so everyone got down on their knees, and I knew that my daughter was still standing beside me. So then I threw my arms up, palms up, eyes closed, and I began to pray and intercede for everyone that was before me. And I'm like, Father, in the name of your Son, YAHUSHA HAMASHIACH, and, blah, 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 because I can't remember everything that I prayed. So then I opened my eyes, and I saw something strange. Everyone that had been kneeling down, they were standing, and they were all turned towards this so-called sun. It was like they were frozen in position. And another thing was that there was a multitude of people. I did not remember, I don't remember seeing that many people before this happened. It was not that many people in the downtown area, but there was a multitude of people before me. And again, everyone was facing this so-called sun, and it's flickering, and the sky is going crazy. And I could see that out of the sea of people, that there was only a few people that were in color. Everyone else was this, in black and white, but shadowy figures. I could still see their features, their facial features, and what they were wearing, but it was shadowy. And for those, the few, and I'm going to accentuate again, the few that were in color, above their heads was what looked like a halo. Not like the halos that you see in drawings. This was just like a circle of flaming amber colored fire above their heads. And I can identify with that because there are times that I feel that above my head, it's like a supernatural sensation. I don't know if anybody, there should be some out there who can understand exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes when you're reading and when you're in prayer, you can feel that. Or even sometimes if you're just out and about, like you just know Yah is with you. But they had that above their heads. And I just remembered waking up. So this is for Ezra 8, 1 through 3. And he answered me, saying, El Elyon has made this world for many, but the world to come for few. I tell you a similitude, Ezra, as when you ask the earth, it shall say unto you that it shall, as when you ask the earth, it shall say unto you that it gives much mold, whereof earthen vessels are made, but little dust that gold comes of. Even so is the course of this present world. There be many created, but few shall be saved. Okay, so I just want to say that, because I know a lot of people, when I share certain dreams and visions, there's some dreams and visions that I have that are very frightening and, it scares some people. But the truth is the truth, and I always hear from certain people, well, God didn't give us a spirit of fear. And yeah, okay, that's right. God did not give us a spirit of fear. But if you are of his true set apart spirit, if you have his set apart spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh in you, then you will have in you a righteous fear of Yah. That means you ain't trying to get hanked up by the Most High. That you're going to do your best and do what he said that you have to do. There is another scripture that I want to share as well. Bear with me. I'm going to find this here. It's also in 4 Ezra. You guys got to read 4 Ezra. You got to read it. It's deep. It's very, very deep. I recommend this as a book of study. Okay, so yes, in 4 Ezra, chapter 7, verse 19 through 21. And he said unto me, there is no judge above Elohim, and none that has understanding above El Elyon. For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the Torah of Elohim that is set before them. For Elohim has given straight commandment to such as came, what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment. Okay, this is the last dream that I'm going to share. This dream was given to me, I would say maybe 3 or 4 days ago. And 2 days ago, I received revelation on it. So, in this dream, there was this white paper that was put before me. And I didn't see any hands that was holding the paper. This was Yah showing me something extremely important. What I saw before me looked like the front of a newspaper with bold black lettering. And the paper would focus and then it would fade out. And it would do that I would say maybe every 10 seconds. But it would focus so that I could have a good look as to what was on the paper, what was written. It was hard to make out the words, but my eyes went straight to the numbers 4.5. And then right beside it, in tiny lettering, I saw the abbreviation of weeks, WKS. So the paper faded away, and then another paper appeared. Another piece of white paper appeared, and it zoomed in like very close. At first I thought, well, it was a list. I knew it was a list of some sort, and I thought it was a list of items. But as it faded out and reappeared again, it reappeared closer to my face. And that's when I knew that it wasn't a list of items. It was a list of names. First and last names. And the way that I was shown this paper was very, very, very long. There was a lot of names up there. And what got me was that there were a lot of names crossed off, and only a few remained. And that was the end of the dream. So what stuck in my head was like, wow, like, what is this? What kind of list is this? And then I'm like, what is this 4.5 weeks? What is this pertaining to? And it's like, in my spirit, I got, the direction of like a week after this date begins the 4.5 weeks. And to search up and look what the 4.5 weeks would land on. So I did a little research, mini research. I think it was last night, the night before, one or the other. And it landed on, the 4.5 weeks landed on September 5th, 15th. And so I Googled September 15th as to what holy day, because I felt like I needed to, look up a holy day that, was around that time. And what I saw was September 14th through 15th is supposed to be the Day of Atonement. What I got in my spirit pertaining to the list itself was that I was seeing the names that were written in the Book of Life. For Ezra 7, verses 36 to 57. Then the pit of torment shall appear, and opposite it shall be the place of rest, and the furnace of Sheol shall be disclosed, and opposite it the paradise of delight. Then El Elyon will say to the nations that have been raised from the dead, look now, and understand whom ye have denied, whom ye have not served, whose commandments ye have despised. Look on this side and on that. Here are delight and rest, and there are fire and torments. Thus he will speak to them on the day of judgment, a day that has no sun, or moon, or stars, or cloud, or thunder, or lightning, or wind, or water, or air, or darkness, or evening, or morning, or summer, or spring, or heat, or winter, or frost, or cold, or hail, or rain, or dew, or noon, or night, or dawn, or shining, or brightness, or light, but only the splendor of the glory of El Elyon, by which all shall see what has been determined for them. For it will last for about a week of years. This is my judgment and its prescribed order. And to you alone have I shown these things. I answered and said, O Yahuwah Sabaoth. I said then, and I say now, blessed are those who are alive and guard your commandments. But what of those for whom I prayed? For who among the living is there that has not sinned? Or who among men that has not transgressed your covenant? And now I see that the world to come will bring delight to few, but torments to many. For an evil heart has grown up in us, which has alienated us from Elohim, and has brought us into corruption and the ways of death, and has shown us the paths of perdition, and removed us far from life, and that not just a few of us, but almost all who have been created. He answered me and said, listen to me, Ezra, and I will instruct you, and will admonish you yet again. For this reason El Elyon has made not one world, but two. For whereas you have said that the righteous are not many, but few, while the wicked abound, hear the explanation for this. If you have just a few precious stones, will you add to them lead and clay? I said, Yahuwah, how could that be? And he said to me, not only that, but ask the earth, and she will tell you. Defer to her, and she will declare it to you. Say to her, you produce gold, and silver, and brass, and also iron, and lead, and clay. But silver is more abundant than gold, and brass than silver, and iron than brass, and lead than iron, and clay than lead. Judge therefore which things are precious and desirable, those that are abundant or those that are rare. This is not a game. I have expressed many times how serious this walk is. Yahusha, the true Christ, said, "Pick up your cross and follow me." So many have invested so much of their time following after people and have allowed themselves to get caught up in religion and its culture. Yah said laws, commandments, and statutes. But many have decided to go their own way, or they don't believe. And then there are those who listen to those who speak what is contrary to what has been written, and have heeded not what Yahuwah requires. Straight is the gate, and narrow is the way, which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. I hope this message has been received, and I know that there are going to be those out there that are probably going to debate what I said and what others are saying pertaining to this, and calling us liars, and saying that we don't know what we're talking about, calling us heretics. Well, the truth will be made clear by destruction. Believe it. You won't be refuting that. There's more than just 66 books. Be well, everyone, and stay vigilant. Stay focused on the Most High Yah. Shalom.